You know, some people go through life, their entire life, wondering if they make a difference. Marines don't have that problem. Well, I've wanted to join the Marine Corps since I was 7 years old. And back in the dark ages, we used to go clothes shopping for your school clothes in the summer before you went to school. And I was going in the second grade, and my mother took me down to Walgreens. And when we came out of Walgreens, there was a parade. And there were 4 military units there, and one of them was in the Marines. And just watching them, it just made me want to be a part of that. Now, we later learned that that parade was for those military people that were going to Korea, because the Korean War had just started. In 1960, there was a movie that came out called Battle Cry, Aldo Ray. That just reinforced my desire to join the Marine Corps. In 1963, when I graduated from high school, 3 other guys and myself, friends, decided to join it. And we went down and we enlisted on the delayed entry program. We enlisted in February for leaving in June. We went down to the band shell in downtown Miami on June the 25th of 1963. We raised our hand and swore our oath. We got on 2 buses for Paris Island. When we got on those buses, that was the 13th longest time in my lifetime, and it changed my life. My MOS, or military occupational specialty, was I was a cannoneer. I weighed 11. I was sent to embarkation school at the amphib base at Little Creek for 6 weeks to become an embarkation and logistics specialist. I picked up 2 additional MOSs, 0431 and 0441. So when I got back to division, the Fleet Marine Force, I went from a cannon cocker to logistics and embarkation. And my job was to plan all of, for the 3rd Battalion, 10th Marines, was to plan all of the assaults, beach assaults, loads, and that's what it was all about. The way the Marine Corps has shaped me as far as an individual is I've learned to persevere is to win. Pride. You take a lot of personal pride in what you do and what you do for others. I take an enormous amount of pride when I tell people that I'm a Marine. Not that I was a Marine, that I am a Marine. Because once you put that Eagle Globe and Anchor on, you're always a Marine for the rest of your life. I'm asked a lot of times, and you know this as well, when you go out and they'll say, oh, what branch of service were you in? Because they can tell from your military bearing. It stays with you for your life, and that's amazing. My best memories of being in the Marine Corps, number 1 would have to be boot camp. You know, you hear so much about it, and what you hear is nothing like it is. When we got on that bus on the evening of June the 25th, and we arrived at Paris Island at 2 o'clock in the morning on the 26th, I thought that I had made the biggest mistake of my young life. We were met by 3 of the nicest, most polite, the sweetest guys that you had ever seen in your life. Staff Sgt B.F. McFadden, Staff Sgt J.G. Ferrari, and Sgt G.H. Norman. These men molded us and made us what we are. They took raw recruits fresh out of high school and turned them into Marines. So what does that mean? Is you're in a brotherhood, and there's no other brotherhood like it. What have I done since I left the service? When I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to work with Delta Airlines. I worked 35 years with them. I started loading bags, and my last job was I was a tower duty manager over here at Hartsville International Airport. After I retired from Delta, I went to work for a company called Chick-fil-A. I worked 15 years in their corporate office. And I've got to say that one of the proudest things that I'm really proud of, that I've accomplished over at Chick-fil-A, was the Veterans Coin. And every veteran that comes to Chick-fil-A, especially those that go on tours, receives a veteran coin. All 5 branches of service. And that's our way of saying thank you. Thank you for your service and for your dedication. And we tell them Godspeed. One thing that you always have to remember, there's 3 words that we learned in boot camp: God, country, Corps. The best advice I could give anyone who's going to enlist in the military is, when you go in, be the best. Do your best. To persevere is to win. Don't think about losing. Don't think about tomorrow. You think about what you're doing right then. And you do the best that you possibly can. You know, we owe this country a debt, and we owe the people that came before us as veterans a debt. There is a saying that freedom is not free. Freedom is not cheap. A lot of people pay the price for our freedom. You know, I was in boot camp, and on our graduation day, senior drill instructor came up to us, and he said, "I want you to remember this. You're now part of a brotherhood. From this very moment on and until the day you die, every Marine is your brother. I would lay down my life for you, and you would do the same for me. We will never leave a brother on the field of battle." Marines die. That's what we are here for. But the Marine Corps will live forever. And that means that you will live forever.